hey, we have a quiz tomorrow. So let me tell you about the opportunities that you have to work with me before then. I will gladly work with you during lunch. So if you, hey, Ms. Rachel, I'm gonna bring my lunch to your classroom, room 112. We all have the same lunch. Do that, just let me know. That way I'm not going somewhere else to eat lunch. After school today, I'm only available until 3:15 because I have a faculty meeting, okay? Tomorrow, I am here at 6:50 in the morning, okay? So I actually saw, Daniel, you were getting out of your car coming in as I was taking my kids over to Gap. So as long as you don't mind having a 6 and 4-year-old in there, I'll have to take them over to Gap at some point, but I will be in there if you guys need some help. So if you're worried about the quiz, come in and see me. Those are the 3 options. Everybody with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we go. I should have a marker. Don't worry about that look of pure, like, what just happened. I had no idea. Here we go. So, one-step equation. Don't be laughing at me like that. It's Monday. One-step equation. Nice and easy. This was trying to trick you because of this 7. What's the goal of any equation? Hands, please. What's the goal of any equation? Everybody's hands should be up. Daniel.
To isolate the x.
Isolate the variable, whatever the variable is. Sometimes it's x, sometimes it's v. I use x's because I write very poorly. If I tried to like write an S, it would look like a 5 or something else. You know what I mean? Like my writing is childish. I know that. So we're going to isolate the x. Do we want to move the 7 to the 15 or the negative 15 to the 7?
7 to 15.
7 to the 15, because the goal is to isolate the x, which means get it by itself. So first step, what kind of 7 is it?
Positive 7.
Ah, so the inverse of positive 7 is minus 7. 7 minus 7 is really the same as saying 7 plus a negative 7. Who remembers the property?
Inverse.
Something inverse.
Additive inverse.
Additive inverse. Awesome. 7 plus negative 7 is 0. If I put 0 plus x, I'm not necessarily wrong, don't do that. But 0 plus x is then x. Okay? This is an unnecessary step. You know 7 minus 7 is 0. 0 plus x is the x. So we just put x. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of cross that out. So we have x. Negative 15 minus 7 is negative 22. Any her? I needed that today. Hold on. Saw the Lord, and he heard, and he answered. I saw the Lord. Hey, sometimes you need something, and God knows what I need. He knew that I needed that song today. Okay, here we go. 2-step equation. And we're going to do something similar to this. Give me a double thumbs up. Did we get x equals negative 22? You can write this, and I checked. I think all of you got both these right. Or you could flip it and say x equals negative 22 if you want to do that. Either one's fine. Just don't forget the negatives. Over here, a little bit tricky. What do we do first, Lucy?
You add the 7 to the 3.
To the, I'm going to say opposite side because there's 2 3s.
Okay.
I've seen your work. I know you mean this 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to add the 7 to the opposite side, to the other constant. So we're adding this constant to this constant. Remember, if I change one side, think about a seesaw. If I add kids to one side of the seesaw, it's out of balance. I better add the same exact weight of kids to the other side to keep it in balance. Same idea here. Negative 7 plus 7, additive inverse, that's 0. X divided by 3 comes down. 3 plus 7 is 10. Now I have x divided by 3. This is the same as 1/3 x. Those are the same, okay? Oh, I wish I would have done that. Okay, good job. Fine. Inverse of division is multiplication. This is the multiplicative inverse because 3x divided by 3 is just 1x. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 what? 1x. But if I do it to this side, got to do it to this side. And that's going to leave me with x equals 30. And you all got those fine. Like, there was no problem. You all got those answers. Are there questions on that? Now, I'm going to put a star here. And I'm going to put a star here. And I'm going to write pretty much this is why I need like a chalk tray or something. Like having it just all over the place. Okay, so here's my question for y'all. What's different? What's different between this example and this example? Go ahead, Esther.
Together.
Esther, what? Go ahead. No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead, Esther.
The equation is in the division instead of just alone.
What do you mean it's in division?
It's the numerator, not the denominator.
Oh, the whole denominator of this side. Everything is getting divided by 3 versus just a 1/3 x. So really, I have a 1/3 x and a 7/3 is what this is saying.
So you have to start by dividing, or not dividing, multiplication.
Yeah, when everything is getting divided, we have to get rid of that division first. And in order to do that, we multiply. Now listen, I'm not going to tell you that you'll see problems like this on the test that might try to confuse you. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that you'll see a problem like this and a problem like this. I wouldn't say that. Okay. So this is really 3 times all of this divided by 3, but 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times x minus 7 is x minus 7. But if I do it to this side, I've changed it. I've multiplied this whole side by, I just spit a little bit. I just multiplied this whole side by 3. What do I have to multiply this whole side by?
3.
By 3.
Equals 9.
Which equals 9. Then I have a one-step equation. I'm adding 7 to both sides. Negative 7 plus 7 is the additive inverse. X equals 16. They almost look the same. Very different ways to solve, very different answers. Questions on that? Once you're good, go ahead and get out your homework, please. We did, if I'm not mistaken, 1 through 17 odd.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're probably thinking, why would you be mistaken? I don't know, I'm the one who assigned it. I should know, but listen, y'all,
You just gotta double check.
I teach 3 different classes, so sometimes I get a little confuzzled. Here we go. So, what I want you to get used to is if you miss one, circle it, star it, do something so that you know you missed it. Don't just put the right answer and then say, oh, okay, I understand. No, you missed it for a reason. Ask for some help. Everybody with me? Okay, number 1. I'm subtracting 2 from both sides. So now I have 4 equals a divided by 4. I multiply both sides by 4. I should get a equals 16. And if you're saying, Mr. H, I got 16 equals a, those are the same. Number 3, I add 7 to both sides. That leaves me 9x equals 0. I divide by 9, x equals 0. Hand on the head if you got them both right. Good.
I do like to check off things to know that I got them right, but then I don't check them off if I got them wrong.
Cool.
So.
That's fine. Whatever works for you. I'm good with whatever works for you. Number 5. I had a lot of people in my last class miss this one. We have to add 5 to both sides. That leaves me with 1 equals r divided by 20. Then I need to multiply both sides by 20, which leaves me with r equals 20. Number 7. Ooh. Number 7 is similar to this one. Okay, so you might have missed this one. We multiply both sides by 3 first. That leaves me with v plus 9 equals 24. Then we subtract 9 from both sides. V equals 15. And if you all get the same right answer and you're like, Mr. H, I don't think that's right, I'm doing them as I'm looking at the paper. I don't have answers. So just say, hey, Mr. H, I don't think that's right. Can we do that one right now? Okay? Closed fist on the heart if we got both those right. So number 5 and 7. Good. I like to do different things. It just makes me feel good. Soon we're going to start flexing. Just don't worry about that. Daniel's like, yeah, okay. Here we go, number 9. Subtract 1 from both sides. That leaves me with negative 9x equals negative 81. We're going to divide both sides by negative 9. A negative divided by a negative is positive. So that gives me x equals 9. Number 11. Ooh, another tricky one. Okay? We subtract 2 from both sides. I get negative 4 equals v divided by 4. Multiply both sides by 4, and I get v equals negative 16. Are there any from 1 through 11 that you'd like to see now? I'd be glad to show you.
11.
Yes, sir. May I do it down here? Would this confuse you if I do it down here? Okay. So make sure I'm writing this correctly. Negative 2 equals 2 plus, what is it, v divided by 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Find the balance point. Notice how this is just one division, not the whole thing. So I need to we're isolating the variable, I'm moving everything away from the v. We have to combine constants first. So how do I move, what kind of 2 is this?
Positives.
Positive 2. So I have to subtract 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. V divided by 4 equals, I don't know if this is still in camera. Yeah, it is. Okay. Now, this is where I had kids in my last class say, but Mr. H, 2 negatives equal a positive. In multiplication and division, but not adding and subtracting.
That's what I keep on missing by accident every single time.
But if you use that tool that you have in front of you, that calculator, do it exactly what it says. Negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. Okay, everybody with me? Cooper, you good, man?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to multiply both sides by 4. Multiplicative inverse, v equals negative 16. Do you see where you made your mistake, Cooper?
Yeah.
Where'd you make your
I
mistake?
forgot to, I thought I wrote, -2 after the equals, put the first.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's kind of like a copying error.
Yeah.
I actually wrote positive 4 and not negative 4.
Gotcha. Okay, those signs are tricky. We ready to move on to the back? We only have 3 of them. You ready?
Yeah.
Number 13. Subtract 5 from both sides. Now let's make sure we're checking over. Subtract 5 from both sides. That leaves me negative 20 equals negative 4m. Now, I know that some of you probably tried to add 4, but we can't do that because negative 4 is a coefficient. That means really negative 4 multiplied by m. So the inverse of negative 4 multiplied by m is dividing by negative 4. So it's negative 20 divided by negative 4, m equals 5. It's a negative 20 divided by a negative 4. Number 15, I subtract 7 from both sides. I'm left over with 8n equals 24. I divide by 8, n equals 3. Last but not least, number 17. So this is like that third example that we did, where the whole thing's getting divided. So we multiply both sides by negative 16. That leaves me n plus 5 equals positive 16. I subtract 5 from both sides, n equals 11. Okay? What questions?
I got 11 wrong.
Okay, you got with only 11? Nice. How do we do,
I
folks?
technically got almost 13 wrong, but then I
Got it?
got the right answer for some reason.
Okay. Are there any questions? How do we feel right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, Mr. H, if I had to take the quiz today, 10 being I'm acing it, or hey, if there's 10 questions, I'm only getting 9 right. How are we feeling? Just you can just put them in front of your chest. So how many questions do you think you'd get correct if we just took the test today? Okay, good. So we're all feeling right around the same, which I love.
Same about 9.5.
Yes, I'm good with 9.5. Okay, why is my computer slow? Did I do something wrong? No. It's a lot of stuff that I have to erase. So, there are often times that we don't really have notes for math. Okay, I gave you the notes last week. It was that sheet that had the rules for equations. You should probably have that up. Everything else is examples, and I give different examples for each class based off of what I think that class needs. What I mean by that is, maybe you guys are doing really well combining like terms, but another class isn't. So I'd give them more combining like terms, right? So it's just based off of what I think y'all need. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you're ever like, Mr. H, why don't you give me notes? I can't. Because I let you guys dictate what I need to teach. I am really not a big fan of this kind of board.
Do you like a chalkboard better?
I love chalkboards. I made my school in Virginia get rid of whiteboards so that I could have chalkboards.
I like the chalkboard. They make horrible sounds and they kind of like.
But I love it. But I had, so teaching virtually, I had my own whiteboard. So this is cool, like then I can write on the wall. but it's very hard to erase. Like you can see all the smudges and everything else. A whiteboard, I can erase it and it's done. Like I'm putting in a lot of work here, trying to get this to go.
It's a free workout.
Okay, now, I like that outlook. It's a free workout, okay? Here we go, example number 1. I'm putting a star next to this. This is the type of problem that you will see on the quiz, okay? This is the type of problem that you'll see on the quiz. 3x minus 7 plus 2x equals 3. If you don't have those rules out, please get those rules out. Okay, those rules, I gave you that sheet, it said equations, I think it said 822-24, and it was to fill in the blank, or you might have them in your notes from the actual work, whatever, as long as you have the rules. Okay? Step number 1 says, find the balance point. So I'm going to find the balance point. Step number 2 says, distribute if needed. Do I need to distribute? Why or why not?
No, because there's no parentheses.
Parentheses is a pretty big giveaway that I might need to distribute. Okay? Step 3 says combine like terms on the same side. This is why we make a balance point. To make it easy, I'm now covering up this side. What are my like terms?
2x, 3x.
Okay, now, I'm going to sound like a jerk. No. You're right. It is 3x and what?
2x.
Okay, so it's 3x and what?
Positive 2x.
Oh. Have to be respectful to the numbers. Now watch why I say you have to be respectful to the numbers. It's like saying, yo, H. Okay? It's not very, Mr. H. Have I earned your respect yet? Not yet. I hope to. But right now, you still probably call me Mr. H, which is fine. So watch here. This is why. 3x, positive 2x. When it's on the same side, we do what it says. What does it say in those circles?
Here.
No, read it. 3x plus 2x. Can we do 3x's plus 2x's? So if there's 3 x's and 2 more x's, how many x's do I have?
5 x's.
So if you're respectful to the numbers, you can circle them and say, oh, I have 3 x's plus 2 x's. Those are like terms. I can combine all those. Yo, Mr. H, you left something behind. What's left behind?
Negative 7.
The negative 7. And it comes down. Can I combine a variable and a constant?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So we're done combining. Hey, Mr. H, this looks like an equation that we did for homework. It's a 2-step equation. Take 20 seconds, solve it. Go.
I finished it.
Good. Take 20 seconds, solve it. How would we find the solution for x? Is well with my soul. Okay, here we go. Cooper, what do I do?
Add 7 on both sides.
Very good. That leaves me 5x equals 10. Ella, what do I do?
Multiply both sides by,
What?
divide both sides by 5.
Good, because this is multiplication, so the inverse is division. That's the additive inverse. This is the multiplicative inverse. X equals 2. Give me a thumbs up if we got that. And be proud of it. Be proud that you got that. What questions do we have? Y'all, that's a multi-step equation. Why? Because here's 2 steps. 1 step, 2 step. That's a 3rd step. That makes it multi-step. Do they get a little bit harder? Sure they do. Can we see? Okay? But this is more the type of question that's going to be on the quiz. don't know if that's going to work. We might get a fraction. I just made it up in my head. So we'll see.
We'll figure it out either way.
Yeah, that's right. 4 parentheses 2x minus 7 plus 20 equals 8. Whoa, doggy. What do we have to do here first?
Find the balance point.
Find the balance point. The rules don't change no matter how long it gets. Follow those steps. Okay? What's step 2? Daniel, what's step 2?
Distribute if needed.
Do we need to?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Why?
We gotta,
What's there?
our like terms, parentheses.
Parentheses. There's a number smack dab. There's a number smack dab in front of the parentheses. That means I have to take that number, which is a 4, and multiply it to everything inside the parentheses. Notice what I said, everything inside the parentheses. So yes and amen. So 4 multiplied by 2x, 8x. 4 multiplied by negative 7, negative 28. Okay, am I good? Take a look at what I have. Am I good?
You got plus 20. You gotta bring plus
Oh,
20 down.
I've got to bring down the positive 20. Very good. Okay. So that was only step 2. Step 3 says combine like terms on the same side. So once again, I'm going to cover up a side. What are my like terms now?
8x, negative 28.
So does 28 have an x?
No, it's, okay, just 8x.
It's negative 28 and 20.
Oh, wait a minute. So now we're not combining anything with the 8x. There are 2 constants.
Yeah.
The constants are negative 20, or negative 28, and what?
Positive 20.
Positive 20.
But wouldn't that equal negative 8?
Yes, it would. So 8x didn't get touched. It comes down by itself. Read it and do it exactly like it says. Negative 28 plus 20. Do your calculators.
Negative
It's going to give me negative 8. Wow, that's a lot of 8s, Mr. H. 8x minus 8 equals 8. Phew, lots of 8s. That's all right.
8.
Now we're down to a 2-step equation. Can we solve this?
Let's see.
Plus 8 on both sides.
Add 8 on both sides. Negative 8 plus 8 is the additive inverse. That is 0. 8x comes down. 8x equals 16. From there, what do we have to do?
Divide 8 by both sides.
Divide both sides by 8. Because that's the multiplicative inverse. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 1 what? 1x equals 2. Yo, is this hard?
No.
You have steps, you have rules right in front of you, right? Like the steps right there lead you through it. We're going to do one more, okay? Now, I'm telling you right now, you will not have one like this on your test or on your quiz. But when we take our next quiz, or not, maybe not the next quiz, you will see this in the first chapter in Algebra 2. Questions like this. Okay? So, you can't be like, I don't need to know how to do this. Well, eventually you will, because you've all taken algebra. You should have seen these before. So let's go. 3x plus 4 minus 2x equals 7x plus 2. Ooh.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, it's not overly hard, but it's not overly easy either. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go around the tables. You're going to give me step 1. You're going to give me step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Everybody with me? Ella, step 1.
Combine like terms.
Before that, wait.
Find the balance point.
Find the balance point. Good. Okay. Esther, step 2.
Since there's no
Wait. What's step 2? Just tell me what step 2 is.
distributed.
Distribute. Do I need to distribute?
No,
Why not?
because there's no parentheses.
There's no number smack dab up against the parenthesis. So I don't need to distribute. Okay. Step 3, Daniel. What does it, look at the paper. What does it say exactly to do?
Combine variables on opposite sides.
Step before that.
Combine like terms on the same side.
Combine like terms on the same side. Okay, let's cover up one side. So Daniel, what are my like terms?
Positive 3x and negative 2x.
Very good. Positive 3x's, negative 2x. Okay, so let's read it. Same side, do what it says. 3x minus 2x.
Just X.
How many? 1. And right now I'll put the 1x. Negative 4 comes down. So now I have 1x minus 4 equals 7x plus 2. And I could cover up this side and say, well, is there any like terms on that side? Nope. Okay. Lucy, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
4.
Combine constants on opposite sides.
Step before that.
Oh, combine variables on opposite sides.
Okay. Do we have variables on opposite sides?
Yes.
Yes. We have a 1x. We have a 7x. Lucy, I always try to move the smaller variable. Which one's smaller, 1 or 7?
1 or 7?
Yeah, which one's smaller, 1 or 7?
1.
1. So I'm going to move this one this direction. Is it a positive 1x or a negative?
Negative. Well, it's positive.
So the inverse is,
Negative.
so we're going to subtract 1x from both sides. What's 1x minus 1x?
0.
0. It's gone. Negative 4 comes down. 7x minus 6x is, 7x minus 1x is 6x plus 2. Oh. Cooper.
Combine constants on the opposite side using addition or subtraction.
Okay. So do I want to move the negative 4 towards the x or the 2 away from the x?
2 away.
How do I do that?
By subtracting on both sides.
Subtract 2 from both sides. Y'all did
Well,
great.
you know the answer is going to be
Please don't. 6x equals negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6. Okay? So, we've gone through the steps. Let's look at this again. Find the balance point. Distribute if needed, we didn't. Combine like terms on the same side. Yeah. Combine variables on opposite sides. Yeah. Combine constants. Yeah. Esther, what are we going to do? How do we finish this?
Oh, you divide the 6 by.
You divide both sides by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1x. What's a negative 6 divided by 6? Hello? What's negative 6 divided by 6?
Negative 1.
There you go. And we're done. What questions do you have? Okay, so you do not have homework, but you do have some problems that you should practice. Okay? Well, so I'm going to tell you which ones I think are a good one to practice right now. Now look, the answers are on the back of this. So flip it over, the answers are on the back. Like, so you can take a look as soon as you're done with them and say, oh, there it is. So circle number 1. Circle number 2. Circle number 9, 10, 12. And if you really want to, if you feel frisky with your math, try number 20.
Why do you circle
You
track?
circle the answer problem, the answer key.
Oh, this is the answer key?
Yeah, those are the answers.
Oh.
Okay,
one,
now.
2,
Mr. H,
9.
which questions are going to be on the test? Listen, y'all. Like 1 and 2. Those are more of the ones that are going to be on the quiz. So, do I want you doing all these for homework or practice? No. Try a couple. We have plenty of time. But if you're like, man, I need some practice, do the 1-step equation worksheet, do the 2-step equation worksheet. Everybody with me? And if you don't understand how to do them, ask for help tomorrow. I'll say, hey, who has questions? What can I show you? Okay? Available during C lunch, after school till 3:15, tomorrow morning starting at 6:50. Go ahead and get started. Love you, kid.